Hey Posse, as you know, I've taken a little bit of time off because of a very difficult personal situation. Now in the interim, my media director, Trevor, has brought to you several of my best videos. Now stay tuned today because I'm going to give you a personal update, talk about how you and I, how we can leverage our relationship in the future, introduce something unique that I'm going to be doing during the course of this year, and touch on why the current global crisis should not be a surprise to any of us. Folks, it's good to see you again. Thanks for joining me. Come on, let's take a look at some of this stuff. Hey there, Posse. I'm Pierre, and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. Before we go any further, let me remind you that at any time, if you like what you hear, click like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you'll be notified when there's a new post. Also, some of this global stuff is pretty important, so make sure you share this with some of your friends. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Now, as I indicated, I'm coming out of my hiatus to thank you for your prayers and wish you a happy holiday season and a very Merry Christmas. In the midst of my personal situation, I have found deep comfort and healing. In addition to the encouragement from many of you, my family and close friends have been a continuous support and encouragement to me, particularly my three boys, their wives and families, other family members and dear friends in the Chicago area, Michigan, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Texas, Florida, California, Washington, the Philippines, Korea, Japan, France, and Italy. I'm sure I've left out several people. It's been an amazing the way people, and very humbling the way people have come out of the woodwork to support and encourage me. I can't express enough appreciation to you all, especially those of you who are in the faith community and those of you who are part of my church who have offered up prayers and support for my continued comfort and healing. Now, on a slightly different topic, folks, let's be more deliberate about how we support and encourage one another through our different social media platforms. It could be something as simple as, in addition to liking someone in someone's post or video, comment on it. Commit to commenting on one or two people each day. I've been doing that and will continue to do that throughout the new year. Will you? Slow down and take 2 or 3 minutes to write something meaningful. Don't just point out the obvious surface level stuff, but make a conscious effort to encourage the person who made the post. You never know how that could impact them. How are you doing there? If you're with me on this, write ASTI in the comments below. Okay. So shifting gears a little bit more, Trevor and I are working on a number of things. We're going to be doing something a little bit out of the ordinary this coming year. And to our knowledge, no one else is doing this in wine. Now, based on my life situation, I'm more free to travel than ever before. If you would like me to come and officiate a wine seminar, a fundraising wine dinner, an in-home gathering, taste wine with you, let me know in the comments below or connect with me through our website, astiwines.com. Again, we're still working out the details of this, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think we'll be ready, willing, and able to do things in the coming year. Now, if that's something that you like to explore, let me know. There's no obligation or commitment needed right now. I'm just trying to gauge your interest. Me and you, in person, together, in 2024. How about that? Now, the last thing we want to do is briefly address the world situation and why what's happening in the world today should not be a surprise to any of us. Now, backing up just a second. While I'm currently in the wine business, my career and education background extends into other fields, including business, sort of at large, and theology. Now, in the past 4 or 5 years specifically, I have done ample study and research on where we're heading globally. The question is, what can we expect to happen in the near future? Pairing my extensive research with observation of current events, there's a lot that I could say. I'll try to keep this relatively brief. Christmas is all about the birth of Jesus, the Christ, or as our Jewish friends would say, the Messiah. Did you know that between 20 and 25% of what Jesus talked about during his life on earth was the end of the world as we know it and the ushering in of the new order? In fact, he's not the only one who dedicated a lot of time and attention to the subject. This information has been communicated to us for about 4,000 years and up to this point has been 100% correct. The prophets of old have alerted us about what to look out for, things that will occur in a much more pronounced way than ever before towards the end of this age. They compare them to the birth pangs of a woman in labor. These events will become increasingly pronounced until the birth. The prophets have alerted us to watch for the signs of the time. Of the over 450 clear predictions, I carry with me approximately 75 of them, and as we read the newspaper each day, we can tick off these things one at a time. Very generally speaking, they have to do with what we can expect regarding political alliances, what's happening socially, culturally, what the climate and weather was going to be like, medically, in pharmaceutics, spiritually, sexually, astronomically, economically, global communications, plus child and sex trafficking. All this will happen, and it's happening in a whole host of institutions and in every corner of our global societies. The predictions deal with food and finances, who the world powers are and will be, what will happen to the family structure, greed and corruption, just to name a few. Now keep in mind, I'm neither a Democrat or a Republican, and no president will or can change this global direction. For some people, this message is very, very bleak. For others, you already know what's going on and is viewed with you and by you with great joy and optimism. Now, wrapping this up, one word can describe what Jesus' purpose in life was: reconciliation. Reconciling man to one another and reconciling mankind to God. That's why I'm talking about this. I want you to consider what's happening in the world and what these events truly mean. And I would like that consideration to lead you to a place of reconciliation. Do you know what the end result's going to be? You know, the tumblers are sort of clicking into place. Do you know how to avoid disaster? The time is short. Are you ready? Have you freely accepted the reconciliation to God that is offered through Jesus Christ? If you haven't, I'll be glad to talk with you about it. Folks, may the Christ, the Messiah, be at the forefront of your mind and in your affections this Christmas and into the new year. May He bless you with the joy of reconciliation and fill you with peace as you await the fulfillment that He has planned for you. Merry Christmas.